Welty comes and says Nike SB, the rebel, disestablishment wing of the swoosh, acting like hall monitors on social media, an all-time corny move. Okay, Welty, okay. Today, Nike has decided to take shots against Master Chef Ian from Private Selection. Why did Nike take shots, and who is Master Chef Ian? That's what we're going to be discussing in today's kinda controversial video. Let's waste no time and dive right into it. Before we go ahead and start the video, I just want to say this is just opinion. I'm not right. I'm just giving out some of my thoughts. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. If you follow a sneaker page right now, you've probably seen leaked images, unofficial images, upcoming images of an Air Jordan or a Nike Dunk. There are so many leaks that come out. You can see it on a bunch of sneaker pages. It is not hard to find pictures of a leaked shoe. Usually when pictures get leaked, more pictures come out of the shoe. So I want to leave that there for a second. We'll revisit that. And also I want to say that Nike lives off hype. That is why Nike does not produce a million shoes, because if they did, everyone would have the shoes and no one would care about getting the shoe. They purposely make shoes limited for people to buy. That way they can keep their brand growing and make a ton of money from it. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and get into what happened. So Master Chef Ian is from Private Selection. Private Selection is known as the early birds. When I was at SneakerCon, they had like a whole caca chant when they were coming up to stage to talk. I really didn't know much about them, but when I did visit their table, all early sneakers. So that is what they're known for. That is what they have grown an audience for, and that's kind of their thing. Alrighty, so now Master Chef Ian is part of like the three main guys from Private Selection, and I also do want to say that I saw DJ Big Boy Chang hanging out with Private Selection, so I was like, oh wow, okay, these guys are, you know, real deal. Alrighty, so Master Chef Ian decided to post a video of the Crenshaw Skate Club Nike SB Dunk Lows. And then Nike responded with, quote, imagine getting the opportunity to create a dunk only to have an account named Master Chef Ian leak it with no context to the story. Chef emoji, clown emoji. So, you know, pretty concise, pretty straight to the point. But then Twitter went kind of crazy. People were taking either Nike's in the wrong here or Master Chef Ian is in the wrong here, and I can understand both sides. So let's go ahead and react to what these people are saying. So YouTube guy Sneaker Fetish says, what's there to discuss? They're right. Imagine putting hard work into a shoe that means the world to you for someone who could care less about anything other than clout, likes, and reposts on the blogs to leak it out first. I don't feel sorry for you getting called out, LOL. That's not even a diss, by the way. It's literally just facts. We gotta stop calling people who come into this to bleed it dry by taking as much as they can from it, quote, the culture. It's not culture, it's capitalism, and I acknowledge it as such. Okay. I noticed that guy said capitalism, so I have my comm class speech that I did on film night. I just want to read the first line or so. Nike is currently worth $188 billion. Okay. It sells 25 pairs of shoes every second and $3 million worth of Jordan brand products every 5 hours. Just want to leave that there. As a brand, you ought to know that as soon as you get pairs produced, they are going to get leaked. Start the rollout earlier. Take control of the narrative. If you as a brand have a problem with people like Ian, then post them before them. It's that simple. That's a solid point as well. And then another person says, I understand what you're saying and you have some valid points, but I think it's extremely short-sighted to not understand how disappointing it has to be to have a dream come true and get to work on a sneaker and some random person you don't know leaks it for likes and follows. Okay, then the guy retorts, there's no denying the disappointment from the CSC team. It's true that there has to be disappointment in this. You know, if you're creating something, you want it to be like a premiere, right? The first time the world is seeing it, what is everybody's thoughts? And that just doesn't get to happen. So there is definitely disappointment in that. He goes on to say, parentheses, and other teams for that matter, end parentheses. I just think it's disingenuous for the brand to complain about the disappointment when they could have done something to prevent the situation from happening. That's also a valid point too, because if Nike SB saw this, they have to be aware of all the leaked Jordans, Nike Dunks that people have been leaking. I don't think it's just like, oh, what? People are leaking our shoes? Like, they had to be aware of leaks. So there are some precautions that they maybe could have put up. Another person replies, "Well, you're not wrong, there's technically," this is cool, like they're like, "Well, you're not wrong, but," so they're kind of like trying to understand each other. "Well, you're not wrong, there's technically something they could do about it. I know for a fact it's not always as simple as you're making it seem. Way too many factors at play for it to be so black and white." Now shout out Welty, FSR, man, you gotta watch that show. Welty comes and says, "Nike SB, the rebel, disestablishment wing of the swoosh, acting like hall monitors on social media, an all-time corny move." Okay, Welty, okay. I hope that Complex will have a full-size run episode or sneakers podcast discussing this, because I think this is a great topic, and I would love to hear everybody's stance. This guy says if they actually cared, they would have anticipated it and pushed their own narrative earlier, which again, yeah, they had to be aware of leaks that happen. "I don't see how teams, especially Nike of all groups, doesn't plan accordingly for leaks nowadays." Okay, he's saying, yeah, definitely. That is if they didn't comment this intentionally for impressions. Like, here's a hypothetical. Imagine you start a brand, you work your butt off for 5 years to get the chance to do a sneaker, and some random internet guy spoils it before you get the chance to tell your story and enjoy that moment. There's no convincing me that's not whack. Yeah. Factory leaks month in advance are making shoe game less fun, in my opinion. Yeah, true, but again, that builds to the hype that Nike wants. It's not like Nike has allowed this audible too. James has teased things a few times. Look what JFG does with teasing random stuff. It completely guts the early look. Hell, even Orange Lobsters, Dion had already warned them the early look talk was all about authenticity. If I'm working on something, maybe t-shirts, and I make 50 t-shirts, and I'm like, alright, we're dropping these in a week, and then all of a sudden, 2 days later, there's someone posting it up. One, I'd definitely be disappointed, but I wouldn't necessarily blame that guy. The first question I'd ask is, who gave this guy the t-shirt, right? Because I'm working with my team. I know it has to be one of my team members gave the t-shirt out to somebody else, and I think that's kind of Nike's situation, maybe, because they have the shoes like in production. So someone took the shoe, if it's real, this is all if it's real, someone took a pair of these Nike Dunk Lows and send it to Master Chef Ian. So that's kind of the problem right there. People are getting the shoes on Nike's team, I'm assuming, and sending it to leakers. What about Yankee Kicks? Yankee Kicks also has a bunch of leaked images. So, you know, people follow him because they want to see the leaked stuff. It's interesting seeing the leaked stuff. What do you think about Nike SB calling out Master Chef Ian from Private Selection? I did not expect that, and I didn't expect it to have good points from both sides. Maybe Nike will implement new technologies so things don't get leaked. Like I said, there are a bunch of Jordans that get leaked and a bunch of Dunks that get leaked. But just going over everything we discussed today, Nike SB decided to call out Master Chef Ian. Master Chef Ian got this pair from somewhere. I'm assuming if it's real, it had to be from the Nike team, so that's a problem right there. The disappointment for the artist behind this shoe is definitely saddening, but hopefully in the future Nike will do something. Let me know your thoughts on this situation in the comments below. Oh yeah, also make sure to check out Kicked Out LV. Make sure to subscribe for more sneaker content from Las Vegas. Hope you have a beautiful, blessed, and lovely day.